Hello, 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 and welcome back to Satisfactory version 1.0, where our factory has grown dramatically in the past two episodes. We have moved from starting off with just a little bit of an iron plant in the first episode to having tons of different plants for plates, rods, multiple concrete plants, a wire plant, and now a screw plant as well. We've got some solid biofuel plants and an 8 biomass burner power setup going on. This is a fantastic start to our factory, but we have a lot more to do. In the last episode, we unlocked the awesome shop and awesome sink so that we could recolor our stuff. We also unlocked base building, which is why we have all these beautiful foundations that we have going on over here. But in this episode, we got to push some of these unlocks even further. We want to get obstacle clearing so that we can move into solid biofuel and upgrade our power setup that we've got going on over here. And we want to unlock logistics. We finally start to get a splitter and a merger so we can upgrade our belts and start building bigger and more efficient factories based off of just these few nodes that we have. First things first, let's make sure that we're fueling up our biomass burners as best as we can. Last episode we only put 100 into each of them. This time we can just add a little bit extra. As you can see, it hasn't been that long since I recorded the last episode. We've still got 79 in each of these. But we're going to burn through these pretty fast. If we're burning at 10 biomass per minute, this isn't going to last us all that long, and we gotta get moving on these new fuel sources. So first up, let's move into obstacle clearing and start to move towards getting a chainsaw. We're going to need a whole lot of screws, some wire, and we're already handled on the concrete side of things. Let's go get the wire for some cable from our factory, as well as some screws from our brand new creation. We're about halfway there. We got a little bit longer to go. That's all right. We're going to take some time to manually craft up some of these cables anyway. And there we go. We now have obstacle clearing ready and sent off, and we're going to watch.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in
As our supply takes off and flies to the sky, we got a chainsaw that allows us to remove wood, which is great, and we have a bigger inventory. Oh, look at that. Each of the cells sliding in. Will I be the fixed employee of the month?
If you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency.
I will, Ada.
This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated.
Fun. All right, Ada. I'll begin to remove these obstacles to efficiency. First things first, I want to craft ourselves a chainsaw. How do we do that? We're going to need 5 reinforced iron plates on top of what we already have. Pretty easy, but we're still crafting up reinforced iron plates manually because we don't have a way to automate them quite yet. We haven't unlocked the assembler, which is what will allow us to have 2 inputs for a given output. With those crafted up, we can head on into here, get ourselves more screws, oh joy. And with all those, we're able to craft up our very first chainsaw. Takes a whole lot of crafts, but there it is. There's our chainsaw, which we can slide right on into our hand. This is going to consume biofuel, which means that we're going to need solid biofuel as well, which requires 8 biomass in order to craft it. I think we're actually going to want to set up an automated system for this. So let's just get ahead and do that. We're going to have one input right here next to this existing storage container output. Make sure it's lined up. Then we're going to want a constructor right behind it. And the end goal for a lot of this is going to be to go right into... Actually, I did that backwards. We're going to want an output chest as well. Just because even though a lot of this solid biomass is going to go into our power, there are going to be cases like right now where we want this solid biomass for something like the chainsaw. So with that, we can just set up this mini plant, set the recipe to solid biofuel, hook it up to our power line, and make sure that our output has the little nub that we love to see. And then head into our storage containers and take all of this solid biomass and put it into our storage chest so it'll make its way in and start crafting into solid biofuel. Now I'm just going to give this a moment to process, and then it'll be time to use our chainsaw. We've got some trees that need removing, and these are really tall trees, so I don't know if we'll actually be able to chop them down. We can? That'll be amazing. I mean, imagine how much wood we'll get from this. Here it is, our first solid biofuel. I'm just gonna take maybe 10 of these and see how far it gets me. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 solid biofuel. Now we should be able to switch to our chainsaw. We can switch between single and area. I kind of like area because then we'll get a whole lot of stuff. And you can see in the bottom left, we actually have our 10 solid biofuel in there. Listen to our chainsaw go, listen to it go. It looks like we can chop down this tree. So let's just do a little bit of a before shot. Look at both of these two trees way up there, hiding in the sky, taking up so much of this area. We're gonna head to them, and boom. 33 wood, 65 leaves. We chopped down these entire trees, and we only used up one of our solid biomass. Absolutely amazing. Let's chop down this other one that's actually intersecting our factory. Bam, 44 more wood. Wow. How about this one? 28 wood. We now all of a sudden have 115 wood on us. Oh, this is fantastic. This is gonna make our lives so much easier. Put this wood and put these leaves into our crafters. Let's pick up some more solid biofuel and let's just go on a chopping spree. Clean up the perimeter of this factory, make it a little bit easier to get into some expansion. Boom. Boom. Oh, you're going down. Boom. Both of you, so long. Hope you had a good life. Boom. 35 more wood. Maybe we can get this little guy that's hiding away back here as well. Desperate not try and get cut down, but we're taking them all. Taking them all. Let's get this one in between our concrete plants. Both of these guys that are surrounding our concrete. Good riddance. Clean up some of this. Ooh, what, bacon? Agaric? Oh, I love me some bacon. Over here, our space elevator is totally enshrouded in trees, and I'm not a big fan. So let's just get chopping. Get rid of all these trees that are interfering with our beautiful, beautiful factory. I don't need you. I don't need natural beauty. I'm going to exploit this world until it's mine. One of the things that I find really interesting about Satisfactory is there's actually no real way of getting these trees back once they're chopped down. The decisions that we're making right now are permanent. They're getting rid of the natural beauty in this area. And I think that's one of the most fantastic things about this game. Yes, it's a little bit sad, but also it's just a reminder that the way that we do things in life is such an exploitative force on the world around us. There are ways that we could be not, destroying the world. Like, we could just be harvesting some leaves, maybe some berries, maybe farming up some creatures and using them for our power, maybe some mycelia like mushrooms. But instead, we're chopping down the big old trees just because they give us the most output. In that sense, it's somewhat depressing, but also remarkably realistic. And I appreciate that they're not shying away from that idea. One day, yes, admittedly, I would love us to be able to terraform this beautiful, foggy, pink world. I would love us to be able to have more control over it. But at least in the meantime, I'm going to keep on chopping these trees down and bleeding the world dry. Look at that. All of a sudden we can actually see there's copper ore outcrop there. That's not a real node, it looks like. It's just a little outcrop that's happening on the ground, so we can't tap into it with a miner or anything. But still, I think it's pretty cool that we can see that now. Gonna put my chainsaw away, keep my 54 solid biomass on me. And let's just see how much we got from this little bit of a trip. Just, a few trees around the perimeter. Didn't take us too long. What did we get? Oh my goodness. Look at that. More than 600 wood. Almost 4,000 leaves. Oh, this crafter is going to be going for days. We're not running out of biomass anytime soon. Although we might in our actual power machines if I don't keep them supplied enough, Next up, as I said at the start of the episode, we gotta move towards our logistics milestone. That was a pretty good distraction, so it's possible that we actually already have all of these resources on us. Bam. Launched. There goes our supply going up into the sky,
Milestone
and
reached.
Ada wants to
Conveyor
remind
belt.
us of
Now
conveyor belt
merge.
potential.
Split. Fix It encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to
Oh,
factory logistics.
verticality, huh?
If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean.
Okay, Ada,
Breathe
doing
in.
this.
Visualize all the people relying on you.
Oh.
The sea is made of billions of faces,
Oh.
each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes.
Oh, Ada.
Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Thanks, I think, Ada. That's a little concerning, but I guess thanks. Let's get ourselves splitter added to our hotbar, conveyor lift added to our hotbar, and let's start constructing this beauty. So we're gonna want our input to be facing that way. We'll hold control so it snaps to the right place. Hold control. Maybe we have room for another biomass burner in here. I don't know. No, not quite. It's all right. Maybe we'll use this for, maybe this is where we'll set our solid biomass storage container out, but maybe this works well. Yeah, I think that works. We'll have another splitter, but this time we'll just have another splitter right there. And then we're gonna need some more concrete. I'm gonna go get that right over here, super close by. And this is just from one of them. We have more than 500. Fantastic. I'm glad that we set up multiple different concrete milestones because we're gonna burn through this. All right, another splitter. This time let's actually put one more splitter right about here. So the input lines up, another splitter there, another splitter there, and we'll keep this going all the way around. Beautiful. And now all we need to do is start to connect up each of these splitter outputs to one another, so that we start to get a nice little mode. Now there is a new mode for conveyor belt building in this update, I think, and it's called straight mode or something. So if we hit R, then what does this do? Default mode is going to cut right across, but then straight mode, let's actually get up on top over here so we can see this a little better. Default mode is going to do this, then straight mode, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Satisfactory. You are the best. All right, let's get all these connected up. Let's see it again. Straight mode for the win. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. Absolutely love that. Sometimes it looks like neither of these will work, actually, in this case. Interesting. So maybe we just shift this back ever so slightly. And then we can keep moving in. And now look at this. Look at this, everybody. We are really building a factory. And for biomass, of all things, you know, this is still new to me. Having conveyor belts on the back of our biomass burners, that's new. And it surprises me. A little weird, a little bit weirds me out, but mostly just surprises me. Anyway, let's hook this up. Let's use straight mode so it stays nice and clean. And our solid biomass is instead going to head out and start to power all of these different burners. Now, it's actually going to build up on the backs of these for a little bit because our burners are currently set to accept solid biomass rather than biofuel. So let's just watch how the splitter works. This splitter is going to send, that's going to go into here. One of them's going to go out there, one of them's going to go out there. It looks like it's going to do it evenly. So it means we're not going to be waiting for one of these to build up entirely. It's just going to split them evenly each and every time, which means it's realistic that this side will probably end up building up faster just because that side has a whole lot more burners than this side does. But I'd say that's all right for now, at least. And we're going to watch, look at all of these. These are just going to build up in this sense. Pretty easy. What I might actually do is fill most of this container up with something cheap like wire. If I can like maybe do something like 1 split stack to 1 split stack to 1, just like this. This means that we only have one slot in the storage chest for our solid biofuel, so that we're not going to be overfilling this. We're not going to be constantly waiting for the storage container to fill up. We're only going to be taking the amount of solid biofuel that we reasonably need, and everything else can get distributed to these biomass burners where they belong. Now the question is, how much do these burn? Is it going to tell us? Yes, we're going to be burning at 4 solid biofuel per minute. I don't know if what we're producing right now is actually going to keep up with that, because that means that we reasonably need about 36 per minute. And I don't think that this is quite going to do that for us. If we're only feeding into here, this is 120 per minute will do 60, which means we need to be at least half of this maximum capacity. But this conveyor belt, let's see, this conveyor belt only does 60 resources per minute, not quite the 120 that we're needing, which means that we're actually not going to be at our full capacity that we're hoping for the solid biomass. So we're going to have to up this input rate. But then on top of that, we're going to have to make sure that we're overproducing, because there's going to be some times where this system is down and we're going to need to have backups so that when we're running low, we can actually refuel everything. Which means that we really, really want this line to be running at 120 per minute, so that we're maximizing our output, really getting that 60 per minute that the solid biofuel is capable of. In order to get 120 per minute on our conveyor belt, because as I said, right now we're just Mark 1 at 60, we're going to need Logistics Mark 2, which as you can see gives us 120 resources per minute. However, this turns our cost into reinforced iron plates rather than just normal iron plates. So this is going to get expensive real fast, especially, you know, because we don't actually have an automated system for constructing these reinforced iron plates yet. So we're just going to be sitting here manually, slowly crafting up our reinforced iron plates like a loser for a little bit. It's going to be worth it. We need our power setup to be going and strong before we can really reasonably set up our automated way of handling things. So let's just get all these screws and head on back so that we can start crafting these reinforced iron plates. In the meantime, what we do have set up for the power is going to help us out a fair bit. Just because it's backed up right now, that means that once they do run out of the solid biofuel that we've been providing them, they're just going to start accepting the solid biofuel into them, and it's going to go great. Let's just add some of the solid biofuel to the output, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Let's get crafting. Spending my whole life at this crafting bench. My gosh. We're back after having used up a whole bunch of screws. We now have 89 reinforced iron plates, and it's time for, if you can believe it, our third milestone submission for the day. We've already done obstacle clearing and logistics, but now it's time for Logistics Mark 2. But before we do that, I just want to check out our power situation. We have 90 more biomass. So in about 9 to 10 minutes, we're going to be out of our normal biomass and we're going to be moving in to our solid biofuel, which as you can see is safely and healthily building up behind each of these in preparation for the great restarting of our fuel production. It's exciting, exciting. I love getting some power infrastructure set up. On that note, let's hit send. Beautiful. What's Ada going to tell us this time? Anything special as our freighter leaves the hub?
Towards efficiency.
We do have a contractual
Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards
Yeah,
work hours and will
recreational
put you on the
use. Here I
list.
am using them for
Stay
display.
efficient. Don't
Whatever.
disappoint, fix it.
Whatever, Ada. Oh, right. You can see we're currently on Mark 1, but if I hit E to quick switch, we now get Mark 2, and we can just do a straight upgrade of this, and right in we go. Look how fast they're moving. I also want to see just how fast these ones are going to accept. This is going to take 60 per minute, so we don't have to worry about upgrading that. This is going to take 120 per minute. So likewise, let's upgrade our leaves input, and that's just going to be producing now a maximum of 60 per minute there and 300 per minute over here. That means we actually want to upgrade this output belt. And now all of these are functioning pretty close to their maximum efficiency. We're not quite at the 300 per minute for the wood to biomass converter, but we're running a lot faster and things are going to be producing in preparation for the great power changeover. Now in the meantime, while we're producing some of this, I'm actually going to take maybe about half of our biofuel, and I'm going to use that half and I'm going to take it out with our chainsaw and just kind of go around the area, chopping down some of these trees. Don't know which way to go. You know, that way's already kind of dense, so maybe I'll just clear out this area around the hill. Seems pretty simple. I'll just go around to get some more biomass that we're all set and fully ready to go for when this power changeover happens. You know, it's really important that we have power infrastructure set up because we're not going to be getting a new power source for quite some time. So, and we're going to be building a whole lot of factory before we reach that point. So it's important that we can sustainably and effectively keep running off of this basic power source. Even though, you know, it requires a whole lot of manual input. You know, I haven't even explained the next power source. The end goal is to be fully automated with our power. Yeah, we'll have to do some expansions and all as we begin to use up more of that power, but for the most part, it's not going to require any manual input and manual work from us like this one is doing. This one constantly requires us to be gathering up wood and leaves and crafting them all up into biofuel and then having the conveyors put it in, or at least it used to be you even have to put them all manually in. We didn't even have conveyors before. It was even more of a rush just to speed on to the next power source, but this will at least begin to do us for now. Alright, I'm excited. We're clearing off this hilltop area, which is where I love to do my observations from. This is where I come up to stand for the start and end of a lot of our episodes because it gives us this great overview of our factory. And now we're finally clearing out some of the trees that are around here. So it'll be an even clearer, easier view. We might actually even be able to add in an overlook tower, a lookout tower to this area. Maybe we'll build up maybe a little ramp just like this, so that we can get up and down from these lower and higher parts a little bit easier. And then let's build a lookout tower right about here. It says surface is too uneven, but I think it's fine. We can maybe move it around a little bit until it figures itself out, like right there. And now we have a beautiful new lookout tower. We can head up and see our whole factory right in front of us. Beautiful, beautiful overview. Everything going on. Look at that. If we even zoom in, we can see our new biomass setup. Oh, camera's being weird. Our new biomass setup working away. Solid biofuel is paused as our biomass burners burn away and set up all this power for the rest of our facilities. And this looks like a few trees in this way. I think we might head a little bit more outwards and just chop these guys down. We're turning this into a plains biome. I bet we'll end up making like a factory expansion that's all the way up here. So it'll be great to have all this foliage just out of the way when we do that, so we don't have to be worrying about it all the time like we were for the factory that we got down there. And honestly, it doesn't take a whole lot of tree chopping to fill up my inventory. You know, we're already doing pretty well, and every single one of these is giving us another 100 leaves or more. It's just adding to the stacks, adding to how much we're using. It's great, don't get me wrong. It really is. Oh, there's our freighter. Did you see that? Did you see it just flying on back in? Chop down a tree and we can see it even clearer. There it is. Get landing, off in the distance. And by the time I poke my head up over the top of this, it's landed again. Nice. We should actually get a pop-up right there, right on the cue. Thank you, Satisfactory, making me look real cool. Oh, look at this rock. I don't know how to access that. What is this material? This is Caterium? Ooh, I want me some Caterium. How do I get to this? Oh, power slug. I see a power slug. Okay, can I chop this down? And then I want to see if we can get up to that power slug up there. I think this is going to be a delicate, really delicate balancing act. If we can't do it, we'll end up building up with foundations. But I think it's more fun to see if we can make our way up, balance our way over the top of this. Doing pretty good so far, doing pretty good. Oh. Can I sprint? Do I dare it? I do. I risked sprinting. And no, I was doing so well. Oh, come on. One more time. You know what? I bet it was sprinting that got me. I'm just going to sprint all the way up to around here. And then here, I'm going to start switching back to normal walking. Don't fall. Ah, dang it. We might not be able to do it. I sounded just like the meme right then. Aw, dang it.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
Aw, dang it.
Aw, dang it.
Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Nailed it. If I had to do an impression of that meme, I'd be a pro. I'd be making millions right now if there was a way to make millions off of doing meme impressions. Although I guess that is what some YouTubers do, isn't it? Just gonna keep bouncing. Nope. Aw, dang it. Oh dear. Alright, that's fine. Let's just build up to it from here. Right on down. Easy. Head on up. And we got ourselves a power slug. Oh, don't you look tasty. Yummy. Oh, I know Genesis doesn't watch my videos, but if she did, she would be so mad at me right now. Hey, now I can move backwards and not fall off, but I couldn't get on there? Ah, jeez. Let's get back to shopping. Actually, our inventory is probably full now, isn't it? It is. Wow, look at that. All right, I don't think I can even pick up those berries. In that case, let's just run on back to the factory, past our new beautiful overlook tower, and let's put all this into our system. Leaves in first, wood in second, and then we take our output from each of these and we put it in to our solid biomass crafter. Fantastic. We got a good amount in here that's hopefully going to keep us powered for a while. You know, actually, come to think of it, this is doing 8 to 4, so it's double. We're getting about half of the solid biofuel as we are with biomass. But then this is going from 10 to 4. Aha, so it's a little better than double. I don't know if it was worth, you know, all of this. Actually, it is, you know, I take that back. It is, because if we were burning at 10 per minute, we wouldn't be able to automatically supply all of these without using Mark II belts. And I really don't want to use Mark II belts. We can use just Mark 1 since this is all 4, then it's just 1. So we can actually use Mark 1 belts to supply this entire factory, which is pretty good, honestly. Because, you know, as I said, Mark 1 belts go up to 60, and this little power factory is only going to need 36 per minute. So that 60 per minute from the Mark 1 belts will do just fine. Oh, lizard doggo. Hi, baby. Do you think I can get a lizard doggo? I wonder if I can get a lizard doggo. I think we're going to need a pale berry for that, which I have plenty of. See if I can hold just one. Maybe I can put it in my hand, and then let's just crouch towards it. Hi. Oh, too close? Here you go. Let's split it. I'll put one down for you. Here you go. Here you go, baby. No, come back, come back, come back. No. Doggo. Doggo? Here. Here. I'm right here. You see me? You see me. Yes? Good. Split stack, just one, and I'm gonna put it down on the ground. Okay? There you go. There you go. There you go. Eat it up. Aw, good baby. Good baby. What am I gonna call you? You kinda look like, oh, you're so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. You, buddy, you kind of look like, you know what? I know what you are. You are shrimp. Nice to meet you, shrimp. You gonna follow me along? Oh, you got 4 eyes, don't you? You gonna follow me around forever, or can I like sit you down somewhere like I can in Minecraft? I'd love to sit you down. Aha. So you follow me if I've got this in my hand. So maybe I'll bring you over here. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Come on up. Come on up. Can I bring you into the bedroom? Very good. Very good. And I want you to just stay there for me, right? Good boy. Good boy. Good little shrimp. Good little shrimp. You just stay right there. Oh, I love this. All right, folks. We're doing pretty well on our power situation. I think I'm gonna speed this along. Let's take out our biomass and start the great switchover ourselves. Oh, I know, it's dangerous. Dangerous, she's dangerous. But I've done it now, there's no going back. We are now eating up solid biofuel for our power structures. Oh, it's happening. We're crafting like a pro, we're crafting 60 per minute, we're feeding in 120 per minute. Oh, this supply is going to be gone. Maybe not in no time, but in about half an hour, this supply is going to be gone, and we're going to have to get even more. Although we are producing a pretty good amount, we've got a whole lot more still to go, so maybe it's not half bad. Maybe it's not half bad. I think we're might be doing a little bit better than I give myself credit for, despite this being manual. We've got a fair amount of time before we start to run out of any sort of fuel. But it is a little bit of a worry right now, you know, especially with these guys in the back, possibly hardly getting any biofuel. They do have 22. It does have 21. This one has 18. This one has 12. So they are getting a little bit. They're going to be doing just fine. But it's a trickle coming down here. It really is. They call this, I think they call this a manifold. Oh, are those bats? Hi, bats. Hello. Bye. Okay. Is there a cave near here somewhere? Besides the one that we went into last episode. I think they call this a manifold system. Although, right here, it's kind of a little bit less so. But a manifold system where it comes in one side and it slowly splits off as it goes down. This relies on things filling up a little bit more rather than it splitting off equally in each way. But there is like some sort of equal splitter. This is kind of leaning towards that, where it really splits off equally in 2 directions every time. I gotta research my terms, or if you know it, just let me know in the comments. I won't object to hearing a little bit more and being educated on that a little more. But quite honestly, for now, I think we've made some pretty dang good progress. We unlocked 3 new milestones throughout tiers 1 and 2, and we used the new resources and new technology from those milestones to create an absolutely gorgeous new power factory. Really, that's what it is, you know. We had some of these initial infrastructure set up last episode, but this is really just a power factory for us that runs off the biomass and runs off of all the things that we have and continue to chop down all around this factory area. It's a fantastic way of handling things. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And next episode, we gotta dive in a lot more. We've got the MAM ahead of us, which will finally get us the map. So we can do a little bit of exploring next episode, which I think will be a whole lot of fun. And then we need the part assembly milestones, so that we get the assembler. We can actually start automatically crafting these reinforced iron plates, as well as these rotors, modular frames, and start moving towards smart plating for phase 1 in the space elevator. We also got to use these conveyor splitters and new logistics to upgrade some of these factories, especially in preparation for that new assembler that we're going to get. You know, right now we're still producing 1 for each of these chains, which is pretty fine. We don't really need more than 1 item for each of these chains. But next episode, with the assembler especially, we're going to need a whole lot more production. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this future episode. Gave you a little bit of a taste what some of these future factories are going to look and feel like. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.